Hey YouTube, this is just a video about the Pittsburgh Mini Tire Changer for small ATV tires and rims, changing them out, save a little money. So I just got this, been waiting on it, and it's got the base that comes with it. I don't take the base, I didn't use the base, I just put it here. You can't see that, can you? Let me get that down a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit better. Anyway, put the base onto the clamp here. It just basically tightens up. Get that as tight as you possibly can. I did a couple modifications. I'm just going to show you briefly. These washers here, there's two of them. I've added that to the apparatus that actually pushes the bead down. And you have a little bit of, if you can see here, but you have a little bit of a play when you put this onto the pull down mechanism here, which I'll show you in just a moment. And so what I did is I basically just, it's temporary, but I just taped some clear tape into the inside on both of the sides, on the insides of these areas here where these pins go through. And that keeps it more stable. That's what it does. And with the tape, it keeps it in when you're pulling out. So that's one modification that makes this a little bit easier. It's not real hard. And then the other one is here on this, I basically used some metal diamond blade, older diamond blade grinder disc. This one here is perforated, it's split. These here are two that I added and put it just directly on top of the base of this changer, this mini tire changer. And I taped it down just basically on it, just a few pieces of tape just to hold it in place. Then I took a piece of cardboard and I just basically put it on top so that doesn't rough up your rim when you're putting that on there. So that works out pretty good. So what you're going to do is I had some really rusty rims, and I sanded them and painted them waiting on the tire changer as it came in. And so you can see that. So when you're removing these, of course you want all the air out of the tire. You put this on top of it and basically center it up inside this here, inside the area where the shaft, this threaded shaft comes through. This is a part that comes with it, a cone that goes upside down, and that needs to be fit inside there evenly. And then you have these two that come with the kit, also to these bushings. You only need one normally for the shallower part of the rim. Some rims are deeper, but one side is shallower than the other. So the shallow side, you just put one of these, and then you have the screw-on lockdown. And what you want to do with this here is you really want to lock it down really well. That'll keep your tire from turning and spinning and moving around on you as you go through it. Tighten that down. Make sure it just feels right. Kind of move it around. Make sure your vise, I got it on a vise. Vise is nice and tight. And then this here, obviously you want that to be nice and stable. So then you take your top brake bead, it's the bead arm braking system, and you can turn this around to a place where it's convenient for you, especially if you're on a camera like that. And basically put it inside the two holes, line them up, push it through. Simple as that. Thing about this is if you don't try to get this arm straight up and down, not at an angle, if you don't try to get it straight up and down with the right bushings, you're going to bend this rod here. So you want to basically get it right against the bead, have the toe angled in the front toward the rim, and basically come down. And these are tires that have been out here for 10 to 12 years. And you can see the bead breaking down as it goes back. Turn that, break the other side. Bring it back, simple as that. Pull your pin and repeat to the other side. Okay, so just continuing, getting ready to put on the second side here. Added a bushing, as you can see here, onto that deeper well on the tire there. Putting on the top spinning it down, get it nice and tight, jiggle it a little bit so it seats well. You'll feel it when it feels solid. Take your bead breaker, put it in a position that's convenient. Don't drop your pin. Stick it in the holes, line them up. You got your taped washers that keeps it from moving around. And again, you want to try to get this, it won't be perfect, but you want to try to get it as much as you can, because this shaft will bend on you. And you want to kind of work them together as you're coming down, okay? Like I said, these tires are about 10 years, so I work it slow, and you can see it coming down inside. And as it comes down, sometimes you'll want to move it around just a tad. Okay. This bead is, my vise is moving on me, that's fine. You work it around. Okay. Now, this side is a little bit tougher, so what I can do, and you can actually see this bending a bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to elevate this a little closer into the, move it forward into the, near the rim, just a tad bit more with the washer inside there. The nice thing about this piece, you can adjust this accordingly. Move that back just a little bit. My tape got a little bit loose there inside. Come on, guy. There she is. Okay. A little bit closer now. And I'll go with this again. And it's coming out, you see there. And you'll experience that sweet spot when it breaks. Okay. Again, bring it back. Pull your pin. And basically that's your first step in removing the tire. Okay. I'll set up for the next stage. You're going to remove this, and we will start with the shallow part of the rim starting first, because you will not be able to remove this easily if you have the deep well side up. You want the shallow side up, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay, guys, so I flipped the rim around. I got the shallow side here with the tire stem on this side here. You can see that right here on this top. I'll remove that here in just a moment, as I'll show you. So I took one out of these bushings. Got the I'll show you here. Got the cone at the bottom. Repeated the cone at the bottom. Okay. Get this guy up here. All right. Not like this. Like this. That holds it against the rim. Okay. Get it lined up on your rim. Make sure it all looks even on both sides. Add your washer. You'll see high side and low side. Your low side always goes down on your lockdown bushing. Okay. Lock that in. After this, basically you're going to use some soapy water, put it in a bottle, and you're going to lube up, make sure the beads are broken, lube up this tire here. Okay, it's just basically water and detergent, no big deal, inside a bottle. This is your tool for breaking the tire off the rim. Okay, very nice, very easy. And basically you're going to push down the side that you want, and you just push the opposite side down, and this side comes up. Okay, once that happens, you're going to take it and you're going to get this. There's a little spot in this bar. You're going to get it in the rim, and you're basically just going to work it to your left or right, whichever is easy for you, holding the wheel. like to turn mine just a little bit, go slow, work it around. Comes pretty much off easy 95% of the time. A couple times it won't. Now, we have the shallow part of the rim up. That's what we want. Now, the bottom part is a little bit more difficult, but not too much. You're going to pull up the tire, put the tool inside the rim, bring it up, and again, bring this bottom down. Basically, you're going to work that thing around, okay? Both sides. And initially, it may not want to grip on the back of the rim. I don't know if you can see that. But what you have, when it starts trying to pull itself back into the rim, you want to keep that one side and use this tool to hold it. You're just going to pull some pressure, and it will literally just come out just as easy. And you're just working this tool right around, and there you go. Okay. Always, I'm a kind of a clean. I like to keep my tools, my repairs, nice and clean if I can. So clean out the rim, make sure there's no damage to the rim. Okay. Remove this again. One more step before we go ahead and put on the new ATV tire. And it's real easy. But we're going to remove the stem, tire stem. Okay. Take this out. Take that out. Take a pair of pliers. And basically, just cut this guy right on out. Very simple. Okay. And she falls right out. And you always want to replace, drop your pliers here. You always want to replace these when you're doing a tire change. It's just good procedures, because that's one less problem that you'll have to deal with in the future. All right, so I'll set it up for putting the new tire onto the rim in just a second. All right, guys, so now we have the rim valve stem. Like I said, you always want to replace the valve stem. This was Northern Tool, and they have a kit where you buy the little tool, and the valve stem comes out basically, and all you do, you take the new valve stem and you screw it into this tool here. Screw it in. Actually, you stick it through the rim first, and I've already done it here, but you stick it through. This is just a piece of the old one. Stick it through, screw this on as you put it in, and you pull it through. And what I like to do is use a little bit of soap detergent or even a little bit of oil, and it pops right in. So that's what you want to do before you put your tire on, obviously, because you can't do it afterwards. So let's go ahead, and I've already put the 3 pieces to this here. You've got your 2 bushings, and then and when you're installing the tire, you want to use usually a little bit higher position on your shaft, this threaded shaft. So I use 2 bushings, regardless of the depth of the tire. You just want it to be a little bit higher so you can get more of an angle onto it. So put this on, bring her down. Go ahead and take your tire. You can use soap. Again, you can use oil. I like both. It doesn't really matter, whatever I have. And I just basically go ahead and do both sides when I've got it here. I don't know if you can see that. Just Dawn dish. A lot of people say you can put this on and just basically force it on the first time. But what I found is that is true sometimes, but the tires depend upon what tire you got. So what I do is I put it on there, take your tool that comes with the kit, bring it back inside there, and it's really simple. You just put pressure on it and basically just work it in around. It's actually easier bring it around, lift it up, and it goes on like that. Okay, so if you can see that, it's on there pretty good. So now this is where this is not the easiest thing, and I'll be honest with you, but it's all about technique. It's not about sheer muscle. It's just about technique. You want to put the, you see how that is? You want to put the long, flat side here down into the groove of the rim, and push it through. Push it all the way. And again, you want to have the thin side of your rim. On your rim, you have a thick side and a thin side, thick and thin side. Keep the thin side always up, and your tire will go on a little bit easier. All right. So you put that into position, and what I like to do too, that I've seen a couple YouTubers do that makes pretty good sense, is use this here. The pressure of this keeps the tire from popping out. So you put that in there. Go ahead and keep this a little bit loose, not as normally as tight as you would. And that's going to act as a brake to keep your tire from slipping. So I'm going to put the brake on this area here, and I'm going to slowly push down and work my way around it. When I get it to about halfway, I bring this thing up. This seats the actual tire, and just push down a little bit and use it as a brake, okay? And just kind of work it. That's all you got to do. You just got to kind of work it. You know, rush. Just kind of bring it down. Bring this through. Don't be afraid to move this back. Bring it down. Relocate this so you can basically just get it in. And once you start basically working it around, it's going to go in for you. Okay, bring it up. A little slippery with the soap. Bring it down. Work it in. Work it in nice and slow. Some tires tend to be a little bit more aggressive with the installation because they seem to be a little bit more thicker from what I've seen on the web, and that makes sense because obviously there's better quality probably behind that. Right. Once you get about halfway, you just go ahead and just work it. And once you get that about halfway, go ahead and remove this as a brake. It's pretty much home free after that. You just bring her in. Turn this around as it helps you seat it. Okay, that's pretty much it. Okay. All right. So now, this is a part I haven't seen on YouTube, but what I use is a strap that has a come along on it. You guys have seen this. You've seen these. And you wrap the tire literally around, or you wrap the tire with this. And you really have to do this because a lot of the tires, when they come from the factory, they're shaped oddly because of heat or whatever in shipment. You install this halfway on the tire, okay? And you want to bring it in, crank it up, okay? You want that thing to seat. All right. So that's the way you do that. I'm going to take it off, put it on the ground, and I'll show you how that works. Okay, guys. So finalizing this tire installation. The these tires, trying to get them on sometimes, not just the rim, but also getting the tire actually inflated can be a challenge. Haven't seen any videos on how to do that, but again, like I had said, you have this strap that you wrap around the tire, and basically you put pressure on it little by little, and as you're doing that, and as I already started, it's going to create the seal on the outside. So as you put the tire pressure on, it's going to pop in around the thing, and once it seats like it just did, you go ahead and release this gently, obviously. Easier sit like that, and you got your tire that's inflated. But other than using a strap, some people have seen try to use ropes. That strap works phenomenally. Okay, so there's your tire. Fill up to according to the tire pressure, and save yourself some money. All right, well, I hope that works. A few adjustments on the tire changer itself, and hope it works out for you.